seventh house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets,
And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions, golden living dreams of visions,
mystic crystal revelation,
and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius, Aquarius.
when the moon is in the seventh house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Hey there, people all around the world, men and women, boys and girls. The time has come to occupy. It's much too late to judge and cry. Think about a love revolution, and it's here again. And it's time to let the sun shine in. Come together and sing out strong. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. All around the world. Let the sun shine. Come together. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine in. Everybody sing. Let the sun shine. Open up your hearts. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine. Come together and sing out strong for a peaceful planet where we all belong. Replace all fears with love and grace. We are different shades of one human race. It's the place to chase. The revolution is here again. It's near again. The resolution will now begin for all to let the sunshine in.
In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, golden. You're the light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden. You're the light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. You're perfect, you're golden. You're my light, my love. You're perfect, you're golden. You're my light, my love, my love. Light-it-light-it-light-it-light. Light-it-light-it-light-it-light. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt. When I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other. You're perfect, you're golden. You're the light of my life, you're the love from forever. In every reflection, I'm perfect. So I keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. In you as me, light-it-light-it-light-it-light. 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 Always there, never leave, holding me, set me free, guiding light, your empathy, confidence to express it as me. You're perfect, you're golden. You're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. Your reflection, I'm perfect. So I keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. In you as me. You're perfect, you're golden. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. As you can see, my better half is not with me today. She is in Texas, experiencing the wonders of an ice storm. So I will bring you the hellos and goodbyes for today's service. If you would like to join us in this crazy, chaotic adventure of multi-faith discovery, you can do that at www.peopleofdiversity.org. And just what is this endeavor that we're on? So we have 10 different faith practices or beliefs, 10 different musical artists, and Becky and I saying hello and goodbye. And each speaker and musician in turn sends in a video on their one-word topic. And we do that on purpose so that it comes back from them in a real natural place without any guidance. Our goal is to not have an altar call, but to give folks an opportunity to explore somebody else's faith and the wonders of that, and perhaps pick up a tool that they can use to grow their own faith. So that's what the dance is all about. Last week, we began our series on responsibility with our Muslim representative, Nuran Sykes. Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer gave us a couple of videos. And what a great start it was. It was a wonderful talk. This week, we'll hear from our Bahá'í representative, Dean Martineau, and he will be joined by our Canadian, or one of our Canadian musical representatives, Andrew Bentham Riley, with a couple of songs. And next week we will have Native American Will Davis, and he will be coupled with Kristen Hope Justice. So if you want to pick up past services, or if you want to get dinged on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, it's best that you join the People of Diversity group or page, or both, on Facebook. Also, the People of Diversity YouTube page will also be premiering a live video at 10:30 in the morning, along with Facebook, and it's interactive, so you can dive into the chat, and we'll be there to say hey and what's going on. And that's those are the three different places you can find the services. And then we pin the service to the top of the page in Facebook, and then we label and title the videos under the playlists for you to search by faith or by topic, and that's on YouTube. We have a deep dive from 11:45 to 12:15 directly following the morning services. It's an opportunity for us to hang out, to visit, to ask the speaker questions, and if they're not there, to just discuss, face to face, looking at each other, sharing some time, the talk amongst ourselves. We do a second broadcast only on Facebook at 5:45, and that is the morning service simply replayed, giving you a second opportunity to come back and watch. We go back and watch it at night only because we pick up so much more the second time. It's almost as though things are said the second time that weren't said the first time, and we know that's not true. But we sure do pick up on more. Now, each month, or each week, we feature a country. And we share a little bit about that country, and show some pictures, and put together some cool facts and interesting topic stuff about that country. So next week is Kenya. If you have any knowledge or pictures or visits to Kenya that you would like to share, please send them to the address below, and Philip will upload those into next week's service. Next week is Kenya. This week is Kazakhstan, or Kazakhstan, depending on how you want to say it, because when I looked it up, it gave me both. A transcontinental country located in both Central Asia and small parts of it occurring in Eastern Europe. 4 times the size of Texas, but is also the world's largest landlocked country. 19 million people gives it the lowest population by land, so 18 people per square mile. 70% Sunni Muslim, 26% Christian, leaving about 4% by my math not affiliated. 120 different ethnic groups and nationalities, and it has the longest land border between any countries, and that would be between Kazakhstan and Russia itself, some 4,660 miles. The main source of income is oil and gas. It makes up about 35% of their gross domestic product and 75% of all their exports. Horses were first domesticated in Kazakhstan about 6,000 years ago. They are still held in high regard to this day. They are also eaten, and the national drink is horse milk. The world's biggest and oldest space launch facility is in Kazakhstan, built in the 1950s. It is leased to Russia and was the site for the first human spacecraft and the Sputnik, the first artificial satellite. When translated, Kazakhstan means land of wonders. So let's take just a moment and hold the people of Kazakhstan in our heart. They want all the same things as we do: peace, abundance, connection. Let's hold those folks in our hearts and send some energy out to Kazakhstan, and let's say this together. May peace prevail in Kazakhstan. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. All right. So without further ado, let's dive right in. We'll hear a couple of songs from Andrew Bentham Riley, and then we'll dig right into Dean's talk, a Bahá'í perspective on responsibility. See you on the other side.
Hi everyone, Andrew Bentham Riley here. My second time in the pod, so thanks for having me back. I got a couple original songs that I think do well at tying into the theme of responsibility, and I hope that you find they do as well. The first one is kind of more of a reflection on the responsibility that we owe to maybe the world, to land, and where we claim to call home. I hope it's kind of written about some memories from when I was a kid, going up to our usual vacation spot, and then having gone back there as an adult now and seeing what's changed about it, and how maybe had we taken some more responsibility with some things in this world, maybe it wouldn't look as it does anymore. So yeah, Christmas in July it's called. I hope you enjoy it. Despite the lack of context, it must be Christmas in July. The heat wave's finally broken, still left with about 1,000,000 questions why. A few more hours northbound,
racing that southern pole. Found St. Nick at the burger shack. So much work to be done, still finds time to pay his tolls. And stuck at the booth, the line grows longer still. And over they call till they've had their fill. They don't accept any plastic, just precious gold. Or whatever's on your person, now you're stuck here, it's been told. Still reaching for a suspect. You're gonna need a weak alibi. It's like a week's vacation to tell, and no refunds were given. I don't even wonder why. On this starboard view, and boardwalks are drowning. There's so much sand in here, and water lines receded, and makes for an interesting view. Stuck on the dock, the line grows longer still. Over and over they call till they've had their fill. They don't accept any plastics, just precious gold. Or whatever's on your person, now you're stuck here, it's been told. They don't accept any plastic, just precious gold. Or whatever's on your person, now you're stuck here, it's been told.
Yeah, so that was called Christmas in July. I don't have that online anywhere. You can find me online at Andrew Bent Riley. I'll send a link along with the videos if you're curious about checking out any of my music or any of my content online. This next song is called Try. And whereas my first song was more about the responsibility we owe kind of to our land and to where we call home, this one is started out as a lyric kind of outward facing, kind of towards other people or a specific person even. And as the song has taken shape and I've grown with it more and just had more time with it, I realized it's more of an inward kind of reflection, like a mirror almost, to remind yourself that, you know, despite the bad days or the hard times, we still have to try for better days. So I hope you enjoy it as well. And if you do enjoy it and want to hear it again, you can do so online at Andrew Bent Riley. Try all the time, and try as hard as you might. You gotta keep your wits about your mind. You sure can turn a phrase, but can you try to turn the page and try for better days? And try for better days. Try for better days. Gather all of your strength, remind me of your cause. Gather all your armies, all your forces, or you're lost. And you sure can use them, at least can't you try to turn the page and try for better days?
better days. Try for better days. Oh, waste away today. No time, no place. Who needs it? Just forget about tomorrows that you all have lost in you. Well, you're sure to lose them, and sure you could use them. So let me help you try to turn the page. Let's make better days. Let's make better days. Let's make better days.
Thanks again for having me back in the pod, guys. Again, I'm Andrew Bentham Riley, Andrew Bent Riley online, everywhere. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.
Sometimes I'm right and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my songs. Butcher, the baker, the drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in.
Well, sometimes I'm right, and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my song. The butcher, the banker, the drummer, and then it makes no difference what group I'm in. 'Cause I am everyday people.
There is a blue one that can't accept the green one, for living with the fat one, trying to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby Dooby 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 Doo. Shop shop, we got to live together.
I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then still can't figure out the thing I'm in. 'Cause I
And everyday people.
yeah, yeah.
There is a long hair that doesn't like the short hair, for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby Dooby Doo. Shop shop, we got to live together. There is a yellow one that won't accept the black one, that won't accept the red one, that won't accept the white one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby Dooby Doo. Shop shop, and everyday people.
Yes, as the song says, we've got to live together, and therein lies our individual and collective responsibility. Hello, everyone. This is Dean Martineau speaking to you from the Bahá'í community of Melbourne, with Judy Barrett in the background, finding videos and doing other tasks to make this recording look better than it would have looked if she hadn't done it. And we're going to talk a few minutes here about this responsibility, about the fact that we in the US have a situation where we need to solve our racial problem. And right now, as we speak, we're seeing yet another manifestation of how we haven't done it yet, splattered all over the media. Because we live in a situation which is unjust. We live in a situation of a world where people of African descent and other people of color suffer considerable injustice and whose life is much more difficult than it would be if they were not treated unjustly because of their color. And we know scientifically there's no basis for such things. So what are we going to do? Well, I have a couple of aspects of the solution that I'm going to point out to you that the Baha'i writings give us. And then I'm going to give you the opportunity to ponder this with the aid of a couple of videos and songs. Because this is the newest time in human history and the most recent guidance that we've received from God that is tailored to our time, there are teachings in the Baha'i faith about all this. Baha'u'llah, the mouthpiece of God, the manifestation of God for this day, has said regarding the time we live, this is the day in which God's most excellent favors have been poured out upon men, the day in which his most mighty grace hath been infused into all created things. It is incumbent upon all the peoples of the world to reconcile their differences, and with perfect unity and peace abide beneath the shadow of the tree of his care and loving kindness. In 1938, the person who was head of the Baha'i faith at that time, his name was Shoghi Effendi, wrote very specifically about the steps both the, as he referred to, the whites and the Negroes, that was the term used then, need to do to solve this race problem that we have. He was writing to the Baha'is, but the guidance applies to everybody. Shoghi Effendi said, let the white make a supreme effort in their resolve to contribute their share to the solution of this problem, to abandon once for all their usually inherent and at times subconscious sense of superiority, to correct their tendency towards revealing a patronizing attitude toward the members of the other race, to persuade them through their intimate, spontaneous, and informal association with them of the genuineness of their friendship and the sincerity of their intentions, and to master their impatience with any lack of responsiveness on the part of a people who have received for so long a period such grievous and slow healing wounds. Let the Negroes, again, this was written in 1938, through a corresponding effort on their part, show by every means in their power the warmth of their response, their readiness to forget the past, and their ability to wipe out every trace of suspicion may still linger in their hearts and minds. Let neither think that the solution of so vast a problem is a matter that exclusively concerns the other. Let neither think that such a problem can either easily or immediately be resolved. And then there's additional guidance here. But the point is, we have steps that we can all take to work toward this solution on a heart-to-heart individual and neighborhood basis, which will lead in time to much bigger things. Baha'u'llah has also brought us another aspect to the solution, and that is that he has outlined the role of the people of African descent and people from Africa in the world as it is going to be, as it is being built. Baha'u'llah, of course, has taught the oneness of the world humanity, that we are as limbs of one body, fingers of one hand, all the analogies that you think of, and many of which I have used before in different programs in this series. People of African descent play a unique role in that unified body of humanity. They're the only people that are so described and that have a particular function like this. As the Baha'i writings say, that Baha'u'llah once compared the colored people to the black pupil of the eye, surrounded by the white. In this black pupil is seen the reflection of that which is before it, and through it the light of the Spirit shineth forth. So people of African descent, as far as our country is concerned, have a powerful role to play in guiding us, and so we need to be reversing the role that they have, that they are now really need to be given preeminence in our thoughts and our orientation, because as a people, that doesn't mean every individual has these characteristics, but as a people, they are the black pupil of the eye. Without them, we don't have light. We don't know where we're going. And so it's a fascinating concept, and one which I will urge you to ponder. And I have a couple of videos, a couple of songs. I'd like you to enjoy these and think about them. And come on in. I hope some of you can come in for the deep dive a little later, 11:45 if you're listening live. Look forward to talking to you, and I hope this has given you some food for thought and some encouragement in how we can bring about the solution to these problems, which is referred to, the racial problem is referred to in the Baha'i writings as the most vital and challenging issue facing our country. So this is our responsibility. Let's work for it. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Pupil of the eye, the source of our vision, teachings of a holy man who spoke to us from prison. Pupil of the eye, the Creator's gift of sight, a gift for all humanity, seekers of the light.
There are so many things we say that influence the mind. Those hidden little messages that are so hard to find. To show just one example, let's talk about a color. How black is shown as negative in one way or another. Of course, we know that's not the case when we refer to white. In fact, we use the color white to represent what's right. But those of us that have a tone that's of a darker hue see blackness in a different light. Another point of view.
Pupil of the eye, the source of our vision, teachings of a holy man who spoke to us from prison. Pupil of the eye, the Creator's gift of sight, a gift for all humanity, seekers of the light. Sounds that enter through the ear, melodies of old, orchestrating different notes to touch and soothe the soul. A symphony of music, creating a harmony, appreciating differences with its diversity. A special walk, that soulful talk, flavored with pizzazz. Innovative music, just listen to some jazz. Reggae,
hip hop, samba, and don't forget the blues. Ways to find expression, years of paying dues. Pupil of the eye, the source of our vision. Teachings of a holy man who spoke to us from prison. Pupil of the eye, the Creator's gift of sight, a gift for all humanity, seekers of the light.
The queen of class and dignity, Oprah, seen and heard. America's classical music, from Duke, Diz, and Bird. International leadership with strength, yet always calm. Promoting peace and unity, Mr. Kofi Annan. Uplifting words that touch your heart, from Maya Angelou. A pioneer in medicine, Dr. Charles Drew. Arthur Ashe and Jim Brown speaking out, they weren't afraid. Marva Collins and Bill Cosby helping youth to make great.
Pupil of the eye, the source of our vision. Teachings of a holy man who spoke to us from prison. Pupil of the eye, the Creator's gift of sight, a gift for all humanity, seekers of the light. Malcolm Martin Mandela, standards for the world, to make this earth a better place for every boy and girl. Beige, brown, and black and white, a variety of colors. Yet one human family, all sisters and brothers. Bearing burdens from the past, enslaved and sometimes sold. Enduring untold horrors while survival was the goal. But darkness equals mystery, a search for the unknown. Seeking spirituality, we know we're not alone.
The earth's human garden we see before our eyes, representing unity if we only realize.
But as we care for flowers, so none will be neglected. Humanity is much the same. We all must be respected. Pupil of the eye, the source of our vision. Teachings of a holy man who spoke to us from prison. Pupil of the eye, the Creator's gift of sight, a gift for all humanity, seekers of the light.
Yes, we're seekers of the light.
Seekers of the light.
Bahá'u'lláh, Bahá'u'lláh. World unity is what we need for you and me.
So many stories in those brown eyes, looking at the moon, sitting on earth, hoping it will bloom. All the stories in those brown eyes, hope we hear them soon. Despite the rain, you reflect the sun in your brown eyes, shining deep and true with light. Despite the rain, you reflect the sun, despite it all, you rise.
Your first instinct when you read that quote would be to maybe draw a person's eye and that's it. But there was a lot of like feelings of social justice in reading the history behind the quote itself, and it served as empowerment for me.
What I loved so much about seeing that video was beauty. The beauty of being able to look at the flowers, the hills, the valleys, the sun, the movement of other bodies, the space that's around us, all coming through Black pupils.
There's just a lot of grief and trauma that these brown eyes have had to absorb and carry, and what this quote does, the metaphor, acknowledges the strength and resilience and the light that comes from those struggles.
Having that in writing, talking about Black people being the people of the eye and where light is drawn from, and emanates, really started to fine-tune how I looked at the world and how I saw myself in the world.
I know the world knows that I'm being treated badly. But does God see it? And when I heard that quote, oh man, it messed me up.
Personally, I believe that racial justice won't come without spiritual transformation. And that's because I don't think that the issue is just systemic. If we understand our interconnectedness and that we are one, then we are much more likely to care for one another with tenderness.
Crazy how this big world keeps on turning. Flowers are the thing garden. If they only knew our roots, the way we hold this truth, they think they see you through. But there's more coming soon. It's the same sun. It's the same fire in
As an illustrator, how do you start showing love? How do you start showing abstract energy and connectivity of people? That's the letting part, letting the kindness out of us. We have a choice. We can let ourselves be happy and joyous and kind, or we can let ourselves be angry and mean and cruel.
If we want to be a whole society, then we got to come to terms with some real tension that's existing here that people try to avoid. But then they don't realize that when you avoid that tension, then you avoid being whole.
I just feel like it's so important to set yourself low and to just be quiet and just allow people to speak and to vent and to get out everything that they've been through and have compassion and just be there.
Brown Eyes was the chance to kind of celebrate us as Black people, with or without us being champions for justice, but just with us being, as human beings.
We are my favorite thing. We are humans being ... What are you being?
como esta manera de expresar la diversidad, ¿no? En la naturaleza, sobre todo en las flores, pues se encuentra esta diversidad así infinita, ¿no? O sea, sí era parte, ¿no? Como de esta intención de como descubrirnos o redescubrirnos.
The more we get to know each other, the more similarities we find, and the differences that we thought were keeping us apart start to melt away, and the differences that make us beautiful get highlighted, and then your empathy grows. So what that looks like is way more unity, smarter people, a deeper love of self and each other, because now I'm asking about who you are and what you are to celebrate it.
The line that I always keep saying, if we can't imagine, it can't come to fruition.
You need to create the world that you're hoping for. So as I look towards the future, I just think a lot of people are working hard to create the world that they want. And that makes me very excited.
We can't be in our maximum capacity as a world unless we're all equal. It just won't happen.
If this is the beauty that comes still in the face of oppression, can you imagine what it will actually be like when we are not oppressed?
It's the same sun keeping us alive. It's the same fire in your eyes. You reflect the light within. Despite the rain, you reflect the sun in your brown eyes, shining deep and true with light. Despite the rain, you reflect the sun. Despite it all, you rise.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate your all in and great songs, man. Thank you so much. Dean, as usual, very multimedia and some deep thought and sharing from you. Thanks for being with us from the very beginning on this dance. I know it's important to the Baha'i people, and it's part of your mission statement. And you really show up. You really do. Thank you for all that you do for us. If you're watching the morning service, we have, oh, my goodness, lest I forget. If you have audiovisual needs, please see the almighty Philip Lupo and his team. They are amazing. They put together our chaos into a beautiful stream that you get to watch every Sunday, and they do that live or virtually. So hit up that website that you're seeing across the bottom of the screen, and Philip and his team will take care of you. Immediately following the morning service, we do a deep dive. Please join us from that, from 11:45 to 12:15 precisely. We don't want to dig into your day, but we do want to have a chance to visit and chat and talk things over. Dean is one of our speakers who typically comes and visits with us, so please join us. We also will post a second service this evening at 5:45, and that will be pinned to the top of the page for you to venture back to, and eventually logged in to the archives on Facebook and to the playlists on the YouTube page. Next week, we'll be featuring Native American Will Davis and music from Kristen Hope Justice. We operate on tithe and donation here at the pod. If you would like to participate in that, you can join us at www.peopleofdiversity.org. Use the donate button in the middle of the page and commit at a level that is comfortable for you. Let's take just a moment now and say thank you for those that have done that, are doing that, and will do that in the future. Spirit, thank you for an opportunity to be a part of this amazing process. This multi-faith adventure has allowed us to grow community, to learn about our brothers and sisters in a deeper way, to increase our diversity. And it has just been an all-around blessing. Thank you for all that comes in and all that goes out. And we say amen. Now, don't click off just yet, because I believe the most important part of our service is next. It's where we bring to our mind's eye anyone in our life that may need healing, love, support. Anybody that we're seeing out there in the world that may need healing, love, and support. There's all kinds of chaos and craziness happening in and around us and in and around the world. So let's put some loving energy out. Remember to put yourself in the circle as well and open yourself to receive. Let's listen to this last song by Daniel Nahmod and really push out some light to our brothers and sisters, and have an amazing week, and we'll see you next time.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of